I want to tell you about someone I know, Ava. Smart, steady, the kind of woman who shows up early to everything and remembers your coffee order even if she's met you once. Ava met Jordan at her sister's engagement party, of all places. He was standing near the bar, laughing a little too loudly about something no one else found funny. She said she noticed him because he looked like the only person in the room who wasn't trying to impress anyone. They got to talking over sangria and sliders, and he told her he worked in architecture, mostly residential builds. His voice was calm, measured. He didn't flirt much, didn't brag, just listened. She told me she wasn't even looking for anything that night. She had just come out of a weird situationship that left her doubting her own judgment. But something about Jordan felt different, settled, maybe. Safe. And for the first year, he was safe. He'd text her every morning before his meetings, send her voice notes while walking to job sites. Always remembered to call her before bed, even if it was just to say goodnight. They cooked together, traveled together. She met his family. He said he wasn't big on labels, but they were building something real. Except here's the thing. Anytime Ava asked to define what they were, he'd get quiet. Not defensive, not angry, just quiet. Like he was disappointed she even had to ask. He'd say things like, "Let's not ruin what we have by boxing it in. I've never had anything this effortless before. Why complicate it? We're happy. Isn't that what matters?" And Ava, who didn't want to push, would nod, smile, swallow her doubts. But I could tell it bugged her. She never said it outright, but you could hear it in how she hesitated when talking about their future. Like she didn't want to jinx it by being the one who wanted more. Then came Olivia, a girl from his office. She showed up in a few stories at first, nothing big, just "Liv said this," or "I had a site meeting with Liv." Ava didn't think much of it until Jordan started canceling plans. Suddenly, he was staying late to help Olivia prep for a pitch or grabbing dinner with the team because Olivia needed feedback on her design portfolio. Ava asked casually at first, "Are you and Olivia close?" And he smiled like the question amused him. She's 23. She still uses Comic Sans in her email signature. It's not like that. But his phone started turning over when she was around, notifications mysteriously on silent. One night, she saw a preview of a message from Olivia pop up. "Thanks for making me feel better last night. You always know what to say." She didn't say anything right away. I asked her why. She said she didn't want to be the jealous girlfriend when technically she wasn't even a girlfriend. That's what hit me the hardest, honestly, that she didn't feel like she had the right to ask questions. But a few days later, she did. She asked him point blank what that message was about. He chuckled. "She was having a bad day. It's nothing. You're reading way too much into it." Gaslight? Classic. Ava dropped it, but something shifted. She started noticing how he always defended Olivia, even when no one was attacking her. How her name came up more and more, like she was this magnetic force he couldn't stop orbiting. Then came the photo. Olivia posted a story of a glass of wine. Nothing special, just a cozy corner of a bar. But Ava had been there with Jordan. It was their spot. She zoomed in, and sure enough, his jacket was draped over the chair across from Olivia's. Still, he denied it, said the team had been there, said Ava was making things up to justify her anxiety. She told me she felt like she was losing her mind, that he made her feel like asking for basic respect was a character flaw. So, she did something I didn't expect. She created a fake Instagram account, followed Olivia, liked a few posts, slid into her DMs casually, pretending to be an architecture student looking for mentorship. And Olivia, bless her overly online heart, responded. Turns out she wasn't just a work friend. She and Jordan had been talking for months. He'd told her he was newly single, figuring things out, that Ava was just someone he used to see. Ava didn't confront him, not right away. Instead, she waited until the next time they were at his apartment, half watching a movie. She turned to him and said, Did you ever plan on telling me you'd already replaced me? He blinked, paused the movie. What are you talking about? She showed him the DMs, the screenshots, the time-stamped photo, the receipts. And you know what he said? I didn't cheat, I was just confused. Confused. After 4 years of calling her his person, after introducing her to his parents, after building dreams of a house with a garden and a dog, he was confused. She walked out that night and didn't scream, didn't cry. She just left. And she never went back. I asked her, months later, if she missed him. She said she didn't miss him. She missed the version of herself who believed him. It wasn't like the movies. There was no dramatic montage, no sudden haircut, no girl's trip to Mexico. Just silence. The kind of silence that follows you around, even in a crowded room. The kind that makes your own breathing sound loud. Ava spent the first few weeks in autopilot wake up, go to work, avoid the urge to check his socials. She muted his name on every platform, deleted every playlist he'd made, even boxed up the hoodie he left at her place, the one that still smelled like his awful citrus body wash. And still, every now and then, something would trigger her. A playlist she forgot was in her favorites. The bar they always went to on Fridays. The way her hand would automatically reach for her phone at 10:37 p.m., the time he usually called to say goodnight. One night, she called me. It was 1:14 a.m. I picked up expecting an emergency, but all she said was, "Why did I let him treat me like an option?" And you know what? I didn't have an answer. Because Ava, the version I knew, was strong, intelligent, the kind of woman who gave more than she got always. But heartbreak doesn't care about how smart you are. It doesn't care about self-respect or boundaries or how many self-help books you've read. It finds the part of you that still wants to be chosen and it buries itself there. Over time, though, things started to shift. She started painting again, something she hadn't done since college. She went to therapy, not just once, but regularly. She even signed up for a solo trip to Portugal, something she'd always wanted to do but never did because Jordan wouldn't like it. 6 months later, I saw her again. She looked lighter. Not in the fake, I'm fine kind of way, but in the real, I've done the work kind of way. She told me, I used to think he ruined me for love, but really, he just reminded me what not to settle for. And you know what? I believed her. So yeah, that's Ava's story. She spent 4 years loving a man who kept her half in, half out of his life, and when it all fell apart, he still had the nerve to say he didn't cheat. But here's the thing. Betrayal isn't always physical. Sometimes it's in the way someone saves their best self for another person while leaving you with scraps. It's the late night texts, the private jokes, the promises made in silence. It's the slow erosion of trust until you're just numb. Ava didn't scream. She didn't beg. She packed her things, blocked his number, and walked away with every ounce of dignity he tried to chip away. And you know what? She's doing better now. She's healing, slowly, quietly. But she's rebuilding the version of herself that never needed his half-truths to feel whole. As for him, well, he's still on social media, posting vague quotes about growth and loyalty. But now, everyone knows who the real villain was. Thanks for listening. And if you ever find yourself questioning your worth because of someone else's confusion, just remember this. You were never asking for too much. You were just asking the wrong person. If stories like this hit close to home, subscribe for more. I've got more true stories, more heartbreak, more healing. And trust me, you don't want to miss what's coming next.